Yo, what's up, guys? Shake and Bake back, and today we've got a pack opening, episode 11 of Road to Iverson. Yes, we're gonna do 30k gold packs. Hopefully we get someone. I think this is the second episode that we haven't gotten someone, dating back to the last two. We didn't get anyone, but I'm rambling. That's not what I want to talk about. What I like to talk about, if you're new to the series, is the NBA and what's going on in the NBA Finals. Woohoo! Last night was crazy. That is the only way to explain it. It was just nuts. There's nothing else you could say about it. Madness, and oh my goodness, it was such a good game to watch. But I'll tell you this. Let me give you a quick wrap up in case you, some reason, I don't know, your cat died and you were at his funeral. But I'm not, no cats were harmed in the sense of that joke. But so in case you did miss it, the Heat were basically playing really pretty bad for the first 3 quarters. Tim Duncan ripped them up for 25 points in the first half and barely missed. He was killing it. LeBron James was very passive, wasn't getting many points. He was missing a few layups. He just didn't look like LeBron. He looked very bad out there. Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh weren't doing much. D-Wade had a couple jumpers, but besides that, they were just pretty silent. And they got even benched, I think, at one point in the third, and in the fourth as well. But what happens when they got to the fourth, LeBron James took over after his headband got knocked off on a dunk, and he just went ham. He went to the basket, he went in the low post, he got fouled, he was trying to get to the line, he was being so aggressive and doing what they needed to do, and they ended up coming back from down, I think it was 14 or 15, and they ended up with, what was it, like a minute left. They cut it to 5, then they absolutely got magical shots, and a couple missed free throws from Kawhi Leonard and Manu Ginobili, who absolutely choked. But it was just insane. The fact that LeBron James misses a 3, they somehow get the rebound, then he gets another 3, then another, after the Spurs choked on the free throws, which I was just talking about, they get it back, LeBron misses another 3, but then finally, Ray Allen does what he does in his corner. He loves that corner. That's the spot where he's hit so many game-winning shots. With the Celtics, he hit clutch shots. With the Supersonics, that's his corner. You cannot, you can't let him get a shot off there. But he did. He got a nice shot off. He didn't even look at the ground, which is so impressive. The way his footwork, oh my goodness, it is just absolutely amazing. And he got a nice 3. It was clearly a 3. They looked to review it, but it wasn't even close. They go to overtime after Tony Parker misses what would have been another crazy circus shot. But I mean, if he had hit that, he would have been MVP. And this was one thing I said last night. Danny Green, he missed a couple of big 3s. I think he only had 1 or 2 for the game. I said calling him the MVP of this series was so wrong and so far out there now, especially after last night when Tony Parker almost won the Spurs the game. I think it was in overtime. He hit a massive 3. Actually, no, that was in the fourth quarter, and he just hit a dagger of a 3. That put them up 6 points, and it was a nasty one, too. It was a step back. LeBron James, I think, was covering him, and it was, oh my goodness, it was so good. And he also had a nice little circus shot inside, and he was taking over, but in the end, the Spurs just could not handle LeBron James, who just went off. I don't know if he said this, but he had 14 points, and he had, I think it was 8 of 14 shooting. Oh my goodness, that's really good numbers right there, but that doesn't add up. 8 of 14 shooting for 14 points. What? No, that must be wrong. Something's wrong there. But maybe it was 6 of 12 or something. It was something like that. But he had a really good game in the end. He was struggling, and it really shows you how much just a couple buckets can change the aspect of that game. Because if Ray Allen hadn't hit that shot, everybody would have been all over LeBron and how he choked away, how he was so passive in the first 3 quarters, even though he took over in the fourth quarter and would not let his team down and was trying everything he could possibly do, grabbing rebounds, getting steals, getting an insane block on Tim Duncan. Oh my goodness, was that crazy? But I mean, they didn't really give the ball to Tim Duncan in the second half. I didn't really understand that. He only got like 5 or 6 shots. He did struggle. He missed a couple of them, and he just didn't get lucky rolls, which he was getting in the first half, it seemed like. And it was just so weird to see the game completely shift from being Tim Duncan dominating to not even getting the ball really on offense. And Chris Bosh, yeah, his defense was it came up when it was needed, but in the first half, he was getting chewed apart. But lately, in the comments, I was reading the comments of the last video, because everybody was talking about the game, and a lot of people seem to still think there was 2 fouls that weren't called in the end of that game. And I could not disagree anymore, and I'm not the only one on this one. I'm going to explain this, and if you say what this comment that I'm about to read, and I'll paraphrase it just to make it faster. But there was a comment that said, if you don't think that those last 2 plays were a foul, you know nothing about basketball, blah, 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 and you should never, ever talk about basketball again. And I replied to it, and I just absolutely, I could not understand how you can come from that position. I get if you said that could be 2 fouls, but you can't say just because someone thinks that's not a foul, they don't know anything about basketball, because in reality, those were not fouls. The plays were, there was the one where Manu Ginobili drove down the lane, took a lot of steps, but Ray Allen managed to grab his hand and put it on the ball and rip the ball out, and immediately he pulled his hands out after the ball was loose. Ginobili flopped everywhere, was acting like he got hit. He may have gotten hit, but I didn't see it. Ray Allen got ball first. He knocked the ball loose. That's not a foul by definition, and this was gone over on ESPN First Take by Steve Javy, or Javy, I think it is. And he was a former referee for about, I think, what was it, like 7 or 8 years? It might have been longer than that, and he still is on ESPN. He's one of the main guys, and he ruined Skip Bayless and Stephen A. this morning, who both thought they were both horrendous calls, and they should have been fouls, and I completely disagree, especially after hearing what Steve Javy had to say, or Javy, I don't know how, I keep pronouncing it wrong, especially after what he had to say, because he had such great explanations, and they slowed it down, and he knew what he was talking about. He was a referee, and obviously you're going to be like, well, he's going to just defend the referees, he's not going to bash referees, but he knows what he's talking about. You can't say that the referee who refereed in the NBA doesn't know what he's talking about. You cannot say that. That's absolute blasphemy. That's what it is, as Stephen A. would like to say. And the other play was the very last shot of the game where Chris Bosh absolutely stepped up big and denied Danny Green. He said he wasn't getting any open looks. He did get a couple open looks, especially one in the first quarter that was wide open. But besides that, not many open shots from Danny Green. And that last one where Chris Bosh sent him packing. And a lot of people thought that was a foul because they saw Danny Green fall over and they thought maybe Chris Bosh hit him with the body because they were both running towards that corner. Danny Green was kind of fading away a little bit. He was already not really in a good position to not fall over. But the thing was, when Chris Bosh had his hand on that ball, he pulled it down, and that's what caused Danny Green to fall over. He may have gotten him with a little bit of body, but that was a clean block. That was a good block, a good play by Chris Bosh, but that's what caused him to fall over. The fact that he was already fading away, and the fact that he was first of all, he was fading, the momentum was going that way, but Chris Bosh, that was a good block. That was as clean a block as you can get. That was a good no call. I thought those were 2 pretty good no calls. There was also other calls that they did almost mess up. They almost messed up the one where Danny Green managed to make an excellent play of not fouling LeBron James in a fast break and managed to actually make LeBron fumble the ball, and he hit it off himself a couple times. They originally called it off Danny Green, but thank goodness they went to the table and got that over with and reviewed it because, oh my goodness, if even me, I was going off on Twitter on that one. I was like, the refs are being paid if that is... If they don't review that, something is wrong here, because that one wasn't even close. But besides that, I thought the refereeing wasn't too bad. I mean, it's been pretty decent, and there were a few refs. I don't really like Joey Crawford, never have. I thought he tries to take control of the game sometimes. I don't like referees that do that, and I'm just not a fan of that. But I'm really excited for this next Game 7. I mean, I wasted almost all my VC, it seems like. What do we want to open up? We'll open up one more pack. But I wasted basically all my VC. Come on, give me a gold. Kevin McHale, the coach. That is not a gold. So we didn't get anything at all. We got Tony Kukoc. That's it. Oh, man. But I'm really excited for this next game. I don't get how you could not be excited. This is the final game, and that means Friday will be the VC sale day. Get your injured, I don't know what I was going to say, intended? Get your injured players ready, and get ready to get your packs on Friday. I know they will have it ready. They better have the market ready on Friday. And also, by the way, in the description, I have a tweet that I tweeted out last night, and if you guys want to retweet it, it is at Ronnie2K and LD2K. It was just an idea that maybe they should add a new pack type since it's going to be the offseason. Get rid of the season starter pack, add a guaranteed gold legend pack for 20,000, or maybe, I like 20,000. I like that price point, because you're going to get some duplicates, so I think 20,000 works. I mean, that's as much as basically any regular player, so if you want, retweet that, but thank you guys for watching. Let me know who you think is going to win the finals.